Hi students, I am Abhishek from Vidyaguru, and in today's session we are going to talk about cubes and cube roots. So today's session is basically on calculation tricks that will help you in the exam. So the tricks and tips that we are going to discuss in today's session, make sure you apply them. And as you can see, I'm speaking in complete English medium. So this is a complete English medium video which has been shot especially for students from South India, especially for the students from Northeast India, those of our students who are unable to understand Hindi well. So if you like the session, please press the like button, share the video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so. And while subscribing to the channel, make sure you press the bell icon as well, because when you press the bell icon, that is when you get the notification of all our videos. So let's get started. First we will talk about the cube roots, and after that we will talk about cubes. So let's see how we calculate cube roots at a faster pace. So students, there is some groundwork which needs to be done. Once that groundwork is complete, that is when we will be able to find these cube roots very easily. Sure. And what is that groundwork? You have to look at these 10 cubes. Students, you have to look at these 10 cubes. So 1 cube is 1, 1 cube is 1, 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27. Just observe this table once. Just observe this table once, because that is going to help us a lot. Sure. The important aspects I am going to highlight. And what are those important aspects? The important aspects are, students, the unit digit. The units digit has to be understood. So when I talk about 1, students, 1 cube is 1. 1 cube is 1. 4 cube ends in 4. 4 cube is 64. So 4 cube ends in 4. Similarly, 5 cube ends in 5. 5 cube ends in 5. I'm talking about those numbers. I'm talking about those numbers whose cube ends up in the same digit, whose cube ends in the same digit. So 1 cube ends in 1, 4 cube ends in 4, 5 cube ends in 5. Similarly, 6 cube ends in 6, 6 cube ends in 6, and students, 9 cube ends in 9, 9 cube ends in 9. Similarly, of course, you understand 10 cube ends in 0. Sure. The important digits are, students, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9. So 1, 4, 5, 6, 9. What is special about them? If you find any perfect cube, students, if you find any perfect cube that ends in 1, so the cube root will also end in 1. If you find any perfect cube which ends in 4, so the cube root will also end in 4. Similarly, if you find any perfect cube ending in 9, so the cube root will also end in 9. That is the first piece of learning. Now let's focus on the other ones. And what are those other ones? Students, the other ones are 2. So 2 cube is 8. 2 cube is 8. And the reverse of it, look at the reverse of it. So 2 cube ends in 8, 2 cube ends in 8, and 8 cube ends in 2. Students, 8 cube ends in 2. So you have a pair. So you have a pair. If there is any number, students, if there is any perfect cube, if there is any perfect cube that ends in 2, if there is any perfect cube that ends in 2, its cube root will end in 8. Its cube root will end in 8. Sure. And if you have any perfect cube which ends in 8, if you have any perfect cube which ends in 8, then its cube root will end in 2. Then its cube root will end in 2. Sure. So an inverse relationship, very simple. If there is an inverse relationship, a similar inverse relationship, students, a similar inverse relationship is there between 3 and 7. It is there between 3 and 7. Sure. Let's see how is that inverse relationship going to work. So if you have any perfect cube, students, if you have any perfect cube which ends in 3, then the cube root will end in 7. Then the cube root will end in 7. Similarly, if you have any perfect cube which ends in 7, then the cube root is going to end in 3. Students, then the cube root is going to end in 3. Sure? Is that much clear? That groundwork has to be understood. And now we are going to look at our questions. So let's take up some examples where we are going to apply this learning. Now let's take up some examples. The first number that we are going to look at is 185193. Seems to be a huge number, but let's learn the trick and make it easy. What we are going to do is make pairs of 3 digits. So 3 digits I select from the right. 3 digits I select from the right. Sure. And now what happens? Once I have the units digit. The units digit is 3. The units digit is 3. So this perfect cube 185193, 185193 ends in 3. So of course its cube root, students, its cube root is going to end in 7. Its cube root is going to end in 7. Why? Because 343, the perfect cube 343, the perfect cube 343, what was its cube root? Its cube root was 7. Its cube root was 7. Sure. So this cube root will end in 7. Now I need to look at the remaining numbers. What are the remaining numbers? The remaining numbers are 185. Very simple. The remaining numbers are 185. So now think about 185. 5 cube, students, 5 cube is 125. 5 cube is 125. 6 cube is 216. 6 cube is 216. 185 will lie somewhere in between. 185 will lie somewhere between 125 and 216. But it has not reached 216. It is less than 216. That means it has not reached the number 6 yet. It has not reached the number 6 yet. So I will place 5. Very simply I will place 5 and the answer turns out to be 57. Sure. So 185193, its cube root is going to be 57. Isn't it simple? It's going to be even simpler when I look at the next one. When I look at the next one, I make the pair right from the right. I make the pair right from the last 3 digits, and the units digit I know is 8. The units digit is 8. So the cube root will have to end in 2. The cube root will have to end in 2. Look at it. 8. 8 is the perfect cube. Its cube root ends in 2. Its cube root is 2. Sure. So the units digit is 8. So the cube root has to end in 2. Now let's look at the remaining numbers. The remaining numbers are 373. So students, I know 7 cube is 343. 7 cube is 343. You have to memorize the first 10 cubes. That's mandatory. 7 cube is 343. 8 cube is 512. So it has not reached the value 8 as yet. Why? Because 373 is less than 512. It is somewhere between 343 and 512. It has not reached 512. That means it has not reached 8. So I will simply write 7. So the answer turns out to be 72. So the cube root of 373248 is nothing but 72. Sure. Now it is going to be a 10-second job. Let's see. 592704. Sure. Now I know 14569. 14569. They had a very simple property that their cube roots will also end in the same digit. So it is 4. The 4 is there. So the units digit will also be 4. The units digit will also be 4. The cube root will have 4 as the units digit. I have made a pair of 3 from the right. I have made a pair of 3 from the right. What I am left with, the remaining numbers are 592. Now ask yourself, look at this 592. 8 cube, students, 8 cube is 512. 9 cube is 729. 9 cube is 729. 592 has not reached. 592 has not reached the value. 729. Sure. 592 is less than 729. So I will have to place 8. Sure, because I need to have a lower digit. It has not reached 729 yet. So I cannot place 9. So I have to place 8. The answer turns out to be 84. 592, 704. Its cube root is 84. And mind you, students, all these are perfect cubes. 804, 357. So I know, looking at the units digit, I know the units digit of the cube root will be 3. The units digit of the cube root is 3. I have made a pair of 3 digits from the right. What I am left with is 804. Now let's analyze 804. Where will it fall? Students, where will it fall? 9 cube is 729, and I know 10 cube is 1000. It has not reached the value 1000. It is less than that. So I will have to place 9. I will require 9 as the first digit. So 93. 93 is the cube root of 804,357. Is that much clear, students? Sure. With that, we will talk about cubes now. How to find out the cubes? Till now we were referring to cube roots. Now let's refer to cubes. So now we will be finding the cubes. Sure, I will give you one trick, one shortcut, one trick which will be applied everywhere. I have to find out the cube of 54. How do I go about it? Let's understand the method first. Let's understand the method slowly, and then we will build upon speed. Sure. 54 comprises 2 digits, 5 and 4. Sure. So what is the cube of 5? Students, the cube of 5 is 125. So I write 125 on the left. On one extreme, I will write the cube of the first digit, and the cube of the first digit is 125. Sure. What is the other digit? The other digit is 4. So on the right hand side, on the other extreme, I am going to write the cube of 4. The cube of 4 is 64. Sure. Now I have to write something in between these two numbers. And what am I going to write? Let's understand that carefully. What are the two digits? 5 and 4. So what I'll do is I will make the square of the first digit and multiply it with the other digit. The square of 5 will be multiplied with the other digit, which is 4. Sure. So 5 square into 4, that will be what? That will be 100. What am I doing? I am squaring one digit and multiplying it with the other digit. Now the reverse has to be done. I will get the square of 4, that means the other digit. The square of the other digit will be multiplied with 5, which was the first digit. Sure. So 4 square into 5, very simple. Square of one digit into the next digit and then the reverse. Sure. So 4 square into 5. 4 square is 16. 16 5s are 80. That completes the first step. That was the first step. Now what is the second step? Students, in the second step, we simply need to double the two values which are in between. The two values which are in the middle. What are these two values? 100 will become 200. I simply need to multiply it with 2. I need to make it double. So 100 becomes 200. Sure. Similarly, 80 will become 160. 80 will become 160. 80 into 2 is 160. Sure. That is the second step. Now what I need to do, I'm going to add these middle values. 100 and 200 will give me 300. Sure. 100 and 200 gives me 300. 160 and 80 gives me 240. Sure. So these are the middle values now. The extreme values I know. 125 as it is. 125 on the left and 64 as it is on the right. 64 as it is on the right. Sure. Now I'm going to write the cube. How am I going to do it? Very simple. I will start from the right. And I will pick the units digit. So I pick the units digit 4. I'm going to write the cube. I'm picking the units digit 4. I'm left with 6. This 6 will be carried forward. Sure, this 6 gets carried forward. It gets added over here. It becomes 246. It becomes 246. Sure. So I will look at the units digit once again. I will look at the units digit once again and I will write it. I will write it. The units digit is 6. Sure. Now this 24, students, this 24 will be carried forward. This 24 gets carried forward to the next value and it gets added. It gets added. It becomes 324. It becomes 324. I'm going to write the units digit once again. I'm going to write the units digit once again. The units digit is 4. The units digit is 4. Now you know what's going to happen to this 32. This 32 is going to be carried forward. 32 gets carried forward and I add it with 125. I add it with 125. 5 and 2, 7, 157. There is nothing which can be carried forward because no other value is there. No other value is there. I cannot carry forward anything. So I will have to write this complete 157. So 157464. 157464. It turns out to be the answer. Sure. The process I have told you. Now let's pick up some speed. Let's do some more numbers. Let's do some more calculation. Now you have to tell me, I have taken a simpler number. Now you have to tell me the cube of 23. Sure. Now you know what the process is. The cube of 2 and the cube of 3, those will be the two extreme digits. Those will be the two extreme numbers. So 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27. Sure. Now in between, you know what I'm going to do. The square of 2 will be multiplied with 3. Sure. That means the square of one number multiplied with the other number. The square of one number multiplied with the other number. 2 square is 4. 4 3s are 12. So that is the first value. Sure. Similarly, the square of 3, which will be multiplied with the other digit 2. It will be multiplied with the other digit 2. So 3 square is 9. 9 2s are 18. 9 2s are 18. So that is the second value. Sure. The two middle values are already there. Now you know what needs to be done. I am simply going to double the middle values. So 12 becomes 24. Students, 12 becomes 24. 18 becomes 36. I am simply doubling the middle values. Now what I am going to do, I am going to add these middle values. Sure. 8 and 6, 14. So 18 and 36 gives me 54. Sure. 54 is one middle value. What is the other middle value? 12 and 24 will give me 36. So 36 is another middle value. What are the extreme values? The extreme values are 8 and 27. Sure. The extreme values are 8 and 27. Now in one step I am going to write the complete cube. Focus on the units digit. The units digit 7. The units digit 7 will be written as it is. The units digit 7 will be written as it is. Sure. What will happen to the 2? The 2 will be carried forward. The 2 will be carried forward and added. 54 and 2 gives me 56. So I write the units digit 6. I write the units digit 6. Sure. The units digit 6 is written. Now this 5 will be carried forward. This 5 will be carried forward and it will get added to 36. So 36 and 5 gives me 41. Sure. I will once again write the units digit 1 and this 4 will be carried forward. When this 4 gets carried forward, 8 and 4. Students, 8 and 4 get added. I get 12. So there is nothing to carry forward to. So this 12 is the last value and I am going to write it as it is. So 12167. Students, 12167. That is the cube of 23. Sure. And the final question for today. Now you have to tell me in the comments box. Now you have to tell me in the comment box, students, what is going to be the cube of 41. You have to answer in the comment box using the method I have told you. You have to tell me the cube of 41. Not by using a calculator, but by using the method that I have taught you. I hope you have liked the video And if you want more such videos from our side, please press the like button. And we have started our batches as well. Live online batches are started as well. So I hope you join us during our live online batches. Thank you so much.